Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone who's locked in live on Instagram. And hello, everyone who's listening on their favourite streaming services and YouTube. Welcome to the Lockdown Podcast. I'm your host, Sonny. And today's guest is the one and only Aden, Maine. Hello, Aden.
Hey, everyone.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. All my technology has been failing on me today, as you know, because I spoke to you about this earlier.
Yes.
And I am shitting myself that somewhere along this live stream, it's going to go wrong. But fingers crossed, touch wood and whistle, it all goes well. But that's me. How you dealing? How you doing? How you sorting out your life with the lockdown?
Gosh, it's all right. Look, I'm extremely fortunate that I am able to work from home. And so there's none of those kind of financial worries or anything. And my days are filled with stuff to do generally. And so that's okay. At least I'm mainly busy in that sense. But in being so busy is actually, especially in the situation, it's bloody hard, but really hard, like not interacting with people, not going and doing a round of tea at work or walking into the other room and having a chat about a project or something. Like no ad hoc interaction is really strange.
You know what? It's key. It's key. You know, I've noticed after speaking to you, speaking to you now, and obviously before speaking to Billy, speaking to Sam, I think people are more struggling with that social aspect overall over anything.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But yeah, so I mean, how you dealing with, like, how you getting around that part? Like,
well, it is really hard. It is, and because the thing is, especially with work, which is 8-9 hours of my day anyway. The predominant part of my day, like if they're busy and they don't respond on like Teams or email or whatever, then you don't get anything at all. And especially when you need stuff approved or whatever, and you're pinging stuff off, and then nobody comes back to you, and there's no, like I said, there's no like natural and organic chit chat at all. And so like it's hard. Luckily having Fran and Kathy here, big up Fran.
Yes.
Having Fran and Kathy is great. Having the animals here, great. Occasionally,
man.
Having Susie coming up, like she would normally come up like every, I'd say like half an hour to maybe 45 minutes. She'll come in and she'll come up onto the chair and she'll put her paws up on the chair, just hello. I give her a bit of a scratch on her head, and then she kind of goes away, trots away again. And yeah, that helps. And obviously, like, I was already surgically attached to my phone, right? Before all of this stuff, and everybody knows that. And now it's even worse. Like, because this is the only interaction that you have with other people, your phone. So, yeah, WhatsApp's going crazy, and Instagram's going crazy, and Facebook's going crazy. It's, that's what you can really do. And then, obviously, now there's video, and people are doing video chats, which... I don't know. I think the first couple of weeks adjusting, I think all of us, we haven't really done much of it. But I definitely think I kind of feel almost like at ease with the whole concept of being locked in. And so I think it might be a bit easier now to schedule more like video calls amongst us, especially us four.
Yeah, well, it's the band.
Exactly. Considering we meet up every single week normally. Not having that for X amount of weeks, and then not having any kind of other interaction with any people at all. Yeah, it's tricky. So yeah, definitely we have to try our best at least. I
mean, like, it's, again, I've repeated it every episode now. I fucking miss it so much.
Yeah.
That it's just, again, that one, and I think everyone else in bands is going to know this feeling.
Yeah.
Like, once a week, however many times you rehearse, whether it's more, most bands rehearse more, but that space, that time, that's yours, and it's there, what you get to do, especially us, like, we get to really let loose and also see each other. And it's just, again, having that, knowing that you have that, and then just boom, that juxtaposition of it's completely gone. You have to get used to it, fucking deal with it. Obviously, this is very much a first world problem. Again, we're complaining about it, but it's a shock to the system. It's a huge shock to the system. And I think, like, it's hard as well. I don't know about you, but I'm not playing my instrument as much because I'm not so enticed to at the minute, because I love playing my instrument for the band. You know, I love picking up my guitar. Like, I'm going to write a song for the band, or I'm going to do this for the band. So for me over here, I'm not really picking up my guitar because I know it's not going anywhere. What about you?
Yeah.
Are you playing bass? Like, what are you doing?
The thing. So, and I think that's also like, because you like, even in the band, you're like, oh, I'd rather not do a cover, you know. Whereas I learnt guitar through playing other people's songs constantly. Me and Jim used to have like, I think maybe 10 different playlists on iTunes of all the different tuning. So we had E, E flat, D, drop D, D standard, and then we go through all of them and put all the songs in, and we just bam through them, like get home from school and just crack playing other people's songs all the time. And so it's probably easier for me to just go, like, I'll be listening to stuff on, you know, Spotify, things whatever play. I'm going, well, that sounds all right. I'm just going to go on Ultimate Guitar, bring up the tabs. I'm just going to learn that because I want to learn it now. And I pick it and I'll learn it like 5-10 minutes. Boom. Okay. No, cool. Put my guitar down and crack on. And then kind of over these past few weeks, I think I've played more guitar than I've played in the past 3 years.
Oh!
At home. Like, I have to say, like, generally speaking, like, because obviously we have, 8 songs? I know those songs, right? Yeah. Come and then we play those songs. Whereas, now, like, I've learned so many new songs, and I'm actually also, like, I'm doing lots of, because it's easy just to get my acoustic out. I've been playing lots of chords and practicing chords and things. But then there are some songs where, you know, like I've been listening to a lot of Tom Misch, and so
nice,
lots of nice bass lines and like smooth and like gorgeous bass lines. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up and pick my bass up this time and learn that. And so, I think, in terms of playing my instrument, like way more than I would normally do, and also because I've completed The Witcher 3. And so,
I saw you fucking playing that game again, man.
So again, for the second time, I just need to tell everyone, because I shouldn't be, but I'm proud of it. I've completed it for the second time. I don't know how many hundreds of hours I've used on it, played on it, but I've done the campaign, full campaign for the second time. I've done all the side missions. I've done all the treasure hunting stuff, all of the contracts, and I've done the 2 DLCs as well, completed. Level 100, like I can't go any higher. I've got Grandmaster up. I've done everything.
Ultimate nerd out.
Absolutely. But that's done now, right? That part of life is now done.
Finished.
Because obviously you can't get to level 100 your first playthrough. You can only do it your second with the New Game Plus. And so, like, Witcher 3 is fully done for me now. And when a big part of your life like that ends, you're left a bit empty, you know? And so I filled it with something constructive, which is guitar. And it's all right.
You know what? So Richard's in the chat. Ocon is Richard, my friend Richard.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a fucking huge fan of The Witcher, like huge. And he's been playing it for the amount of same time you've been playing it. Like
hundreds of hours.
Simultaneously, either be both of you online playing it. And you know what? Like, I've chewed through so many games at the minute. Just trying to get through them, just trying to entertain myself, keep myself busy, because fucking can't do anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
But picking up a guitar is not a bad sub. It's not a bad sub. It's good to get in. It's good to get it, like, I don't know. It's good to learn that discipline, I think, because I was a bass player, right? And then I went on to guitar, and it's good to learn both disciplines. Completely different animals. They're not the same. One isn't easier over the other. They're just 2 different disciplines. So it's well done for fucking picking up guitar and learning on. But you touched on listening to new artists and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Any recommendations for people? Because I've asked Billy, I've asked Sam, and he's asked you any albums, playlists, songs, whatever it is.
Hey, you know one thing that I'm going to say, and I mentioned it earlier, but Tom Misch. Oh my god! And this isn't something that you normally expect coming from someone who plays in a punk band. But as you guys know, but other people might not, I love like my jazz and all of that kind of soulful stuff. And my dad brought me up on, he used to listen to lots of smooth jazz, you know, cheesy saxophones and like pianos and stuff, and
that passion music.
Yeah, right. And so that's you know, it's kind of there in my heart somewhere. but I wanted something that was a bit more relevant. I wanted a vibe. Do you know what I mean? I wanted a chill vibe.
Tom brings that. Tom fucking brings that vibe, man.
Because I didn't want to listen to like chill music, you know, like ethereal, like spaced out weird stuff. I wanted a nice chill vibe, and he's extremely talented. He's ridiculously talented. And so he's making really, really beautiful tunes. And I basically, for most of the lockdown and just beforehand, I just had Spotify. I went to his artist page and clicked on shuffle everything. And absolutely beautiful. So 100% Tom Misch, right up there if you want just to chill and listen to some nice music. And some of it's sad stuff, some of it's happy stuff. But it's all so chilled out. But then also I've been listening to Bound by Fear. They're like really,
I can't do it, but
really heavy, like deathcore, sludgy stuff. And again, I'm a prolific Spotify user, and so I find that song. There's a song called Hate Circuit by them, and it's disgusting, right? It is, again, it's a different vibe. If you want Tom for chill, this is like filth. And so if I'm in one of those moods, I'll put that on, I'll click play, and then Spotify will make the rest up for me. And the disgusting sound waves that come out of my speaker. And the good thing is, because I'm in my living room, I've got my whole speaker system from my telly and the surround sound and everything.
Dude.
And so it's just disgusting. It's brilliant. I love it.
Chaos through the house.
It is, yeah.
Scaring off the cats and the fucking dogs.
Sometimes they come in and sleep, they don't care that much about it. So there's that, and then I think what I've also been hitting a lot is the drum and bass playlists. Again, like they're all just all over the place. Some more filth. Yeah. But again, like I started off with the Spotify massive drum and bass playlist, and then from there I went to the Jump drum and bass, which is just a little bit more aggressive. And then I've gone to they have like a chill drum and bass playlist. And it's actually just really nice, especially when you're working, having it in the background. Some of the songs give you but not too much like aggressive. So that's what I've been doing basically. It's either sludge metal, drum and bass, or like jazz.
All right, so that is your recommendation if you're listening. Some sludge metal, some drum and bass, and or jazz. I'm going to throw another one in there because Aiden's talking about Tom. If you like a bit of that, listen to some Loyal Kana, man.
Oh, they did so much together, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, and fucking Loyal Kana is my guy. So, man, it's fucking crazy. Like, I was just thinking about the previous episodes, and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to ask you this as well because I know it's a hard question to answer sometimes, especially like with what's going on, but what are you missing the most generally? Like just out and about in your life, they say, whatever it is, what are you missing the most?
The most is, as we spoke about at the beginning, genuine human interaction.
Okay.
And it's something that before the lockdown, I didn't think I'd miss at all. I was quite happy to not see anyone ever, right? But I just, the absence of it now, I'm really, struggling with it. And I do miss it a lot. I didn't realise just how much I did need it and did rely on it almost. And so, that I genuinely, and especially like now the sun's coming out and the weather's being nice. It's Fran's birthday next week.
Oh, shit.
And so, like, we had plans to have a barbecue and stuff. I like my cooking and stuff. And that can happen. And so, it's just been a bit sucky on that front. So seeing the people that I care about. Definitely miss that a lot. Obviously, that includes you lot. And band practice and stuff as well. And that's it really. Just that human interaction. Everything else, most of my life was digital anyway, so it wasn't a big step to have that, as a main form of contact every day, but the absence of, physical contact with people, is really, strange to adjust to. And so, I definitely miss that the most. And now I think it's just, you don't realise what you've got until you don't. it's just one of those things where I've gone on my my daily exercise, my daily walk, and you're walking past pubs, and it's just like, I really want to go to a fucking pub.
Yes,
a really nice cold pint of Guinness. Just, oh god, that's the first thing I'm gonna do. Once it all goes down, I'm gonna go to the Winchester, have a pint, and wait for everything to sort itself out.
Yeah, man, fucking food, like pub food.
Oh.
Like the weather's been so, like, just to run down to the pub, get whatever the fuck it is, whether it be burger, chicken, whatever the fuck the pub's going on. I've got McMullen's right near me, so it's normally burgers or chicken with a fucking beer, rum or whiskey. Man, I miss it. But yeah, that's hard. You know what? I'm gonna add in on this question. I miss being able to switch off from people when you are out, because now you're out and about, you're more alert, right? So you're more in tune with people. I went to Lidl today, and I went in, right, and the woman started swearing and shouting at one of the workers there, right, because she couldn't see, and I was like, oh man, this is like really, like, now out of all the situations and time. And then like, I'm shocked, I'm stuck, I'm looking at her, and she's like, what? And I was like, what do you mean what? I was like, they're here doing their fucking bit. If it weren't for them, like, and I lost myself a bit, only a little bit, not a lot, just a very little bit. And I could sense myself getting worse, getting angry. So I was like, I told her what's what, and then I walked away. And you know what? I really thought this was going to bring the best out of people, and it has brought more. So I think more people are really being kind and polite and nice and loving each other a bit more. But there's just some people that just still aren't getting a fucking message, and it's just still being rude. So that is one thing I miss the most, is just being able to tune out, because you can. So
yeah.
Fucking people. Anyway, right. So I've been like, with in the sense of, I know you work. I know you're working, and you're kind of double-edged sword there. You're lucky you're working. You're unlucky that you're working, because some people are not having fun and all the rest of it. Yeah. But apart from the work thing, the 9 to 5, what you're doing, how else are you keeping yourself busy? Like, what are you doing that's keeping you busy?
So, as well as guitar that we said earlier, I am trying to practice, which is something I've never like. It's one of those things with guitar, like, back when I was 12, between 12 and 16, I learned how to play. And since then, I'm practicing chords, and I'm practicing, well, not quite scales yet, but I will, especially for bass. I definitely need to be practicing my scales. I'm going to be doing that hopefully soon. Xbox, like I said, now I've finished The Witcher, that's great. And I've just bought the new Star Wars. Jedi Fallen Order. And so I've just got that. I've literally I think I've done 4 hours on it.
Have you got the double-end lightsaber?
No. You can't.
Oh, finish, man. Finish. When you pulled it out for the first time, you feel so bad.
How did he put it out? Did he do it like Darth Maul style?
I'm not going to tell you. Just okay, right. But the thing is, I'm not spoiling it. It is a secret unlockable, so you need to fucking find it. It's not something you just stump. Like, you don't automatically get it. It's a secret stumble. But man, when you come through and that, it's fucking rude, man.
It's pretty cool so far. Obviously, there's loads of these games now that have that kind of mechanic that's like, you always go back to thinking Assassin's Creed 1, which was the first one that really did it, the climbing and the...
Yeah, that was a wicked fucking game, man.
For its time, I was mad. So, obviously, that's great. The fighting's a little clunky, but it's all right. I'm finding it okay. And so, been doing that, gaming. And so, one thing that I did buy... I already had Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
Oh,
right. Yes. And then I just downloaded Tekken 7, and I downloaded as well, I bought it actually, Mortal Kombat 10.
Oh, fuck.
Right. And so
that's Mortal Kombat, yeah.
So me and Fran, like, we used to play Tekken 2
Yes.
back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
my PlayStation. And so, yeah, and that was like, we were obviously much younger and controllers would go flying,
Yeah.
as you can imagine. And luckily, being adults, there is a little bit more restraint, but just a little bit, right?
Just
we
a
were
little
both
time,
sitting
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We were on the edge of our seats. We were sweating. Do you know what I mean? We had to open the window.
Who started clutching first? Who fucked up first?
Okay. So Tekken, I absolutely fucking rinsed her, right?
Yeah.
There was a couple times that she did that because I just end up being Hao Rung, you know, get the kicks out and I just absolutely smack it, right? And Bill will also know this because when Bill came round last, we played a bit of Tekken and I didn't really give him that much of a chance. But so we did that. But then when we played Mortal Kombat, she absolutely owned me. Like I was trying.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat's a real fucking game.
Yeah, I was trying to find the same like physics and how to play it and all that and it was really hard. But she was just nailing it. Like I was like, look, let's just start with the basics. I'll be Scorpion, you be Sub-Zero, and absolutely smacked it. But when I looked at the controls, Scorpion had like a teleport. It was game over after I could teleport. You teleport from the other side quickly, smack him.
What about Yoshimitsu on Tekken?
Just like that, but it's so easy to do.
He's my guy.
Yeah.
Yoshimitsu's my guy on Tekken. He looks sick all the time. He looks so greased, man.
So yeah, just the gaming and then cooking and baking.
You love a cooking. Loves the cooking.
Oh my god! Only because like I love eating. I love eating, and there's nobody to make the food for me, so I have to do it myself. But I enjoy it. I have loads of fun doing it, and everyone who has me on Instagram knows that I love posting the shit out of it on Instagram too. It's been great. I did my first solo bake. Normally I bake with someone.
Yeah.
I need the guidance. But I did my first solo bake. I made some blueberry muffins and they were king peng. They were so good. It was like an American recipe, so everything was done in like cups and ounces and shit. But it was so good. Oh my! Because I think I prefer like a blueberry muffin or a fruity muffin over and above a chocolate muffin. That might be quite controversial.
That's where you're fucked in the head, man. That is where you're fucked in the head. That's right. People like you fucked. Go on, yeah.
Everyone, let us know. Everyone, in the comments, let us know if you prefer a chocolate or a fruity muffin.
Are you a fruity muffin or you're a chocolate muffin? Let us fucking know. And if you're all blueberry muffins, you could all. No, I'm joking.
And so yeah, that was great. I think we're going to try and do another one because there's quite a lot of cinnamon in it, sugar and cinnamon and stuff. So I think I'm going to swap the blueberries for apple. So it'll be like an apple and cinnamon muffin,
I've got an idea. Here's my idea, right? So I've had the blueberry, so I've had the cinnamon, and have chocolate, and be like everyone fucking else, and it's a chocolate fucking muffins with a cup of tea, and enjoy that shit. No, I'm joking, man. You cook your muffins how you want them. I ain't fucking.
Fran had an idea as well. I don't know if she saw it somewhere, but she said about a savoury muffin with like spinach and feta or something in it.
Oh, what?
I don't know. Like I've frozen again. But yeah, I don't know. It's I think there's something in it. It depends on what you're having it with. But what do you have a savoury muffin with? Unless you're having like some.
I mean, maple and bacon. Like, I don't know.
Bacon muffins, you mean?
I don't know if I could have a fully savoury muffin. I think it would have to be like a maple bacon lardon situation.
Right. Okay.
It's like almost because I have a problem with having sweet and savoury mix. I really can't do it. It fucks me up. So my brain, I'm like, no, this isn't a real thing. This needs.
So if you're doing like pancakes with bacon with maple syrup on it.
Yeah, I'm like, no, man, allow it. Just fucking give me the bacon separately, like, and that's okay for people that do. I'm just saying for me, and this is where people fucking gonna start atting me now. But savoury and sweet should not be mixed. And there is so many scenarios now. As soon as I've said that, so many scenarios in my head that's coming. Like, actually, savoury and sweet always fucking mix. What are you talking about? The sweet and salt popcorn. I used to hate it, but I love it now.
Oh no, it's the best now.
It's so good. You know what's even better? Salted popcorn with caramelized popcorn. Bush finished.
Oh man, yeah, I haven't had that.
Yeah, done.
That sounds bellissimo.
Yeah, it's good. It's good shit. But what else you been cooking, man? You got me on about food.
Gee. So Easter Sunday, I will tell everyone about my my issue. So Fran and Cass.
Oh, that's so deep. Yeah.
So Fran and Cassie, they were brilliant enough to purchase a nice leg of lamb for me. And this leg of lamb, Easter Sunday still had 3 days left on it, right? But I opened up that bag and it smelled like death. Well, literally, obviously it was, because
carcass. Yeah.
But it was rancid. It was disgusting. I've never smelled. I was on the verge of gagging. It was that bad. So I was really disappointed. So Easter Sunday, I couldn't do my leg of lamb. But Monday came along again. We had a bank holiday, which was great. So I did my mint pesto garlic leg of lamb with as many trimmings as I could. I had some pancetta that I'd used for a meal the night before. I did a spinach pesto gnocchi with pancetta. And so I had some pancetta left over, cut that up, and I did the pancetta and apricot stuffing. And then I did my parsnip puree. I did some roasted carrots and parsnips. I did some I did some spring green, like honey and mustard spring greens. And we did some roast potatoes. I did my homemade Yorkshire pudding. Oh my God, I haven't had a roast in quite a while actually. And
really? Fair enough.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like me, I know. So I did that. What else have I done? Obviously the baking. I did. I'm trying to think of some of the stuff that I did with Fran. So I did my Lebanese chicken. I did actually a cook along. I don't know if Steph's on now. Big up Steph. But we did a cook along night before last. And I've got like a Lebanese chicken recipe that I have. That I know kind of semi-made up and pulled from places. I don't even know if it is really Lebanese, but I remember seeing it on a recipe once. And and so we cooked that on a video call. I told her what ingredients to get. She had that on, and we were chopping stuff together, and I was telling her what to do as I was doing it. So she made it on her side, I made it on my side, and then once it was finished, we put the phone down at the end of the table, and she ate the dinner with me, Fran and Kat, and it was really lovely, really, really lovely. And so yeah, that Lebanese chicken was. Oh, I did a ham. Which
I saw the fucking ham. So I
cook my if anyone wants to know, I do it the kind of I want to call it the Nigella way, because that's big up Nigella.
She sniffs she sniffs loads of cocaine, Nigella. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, they're fine, but also she's still fit, crazy. And she can cook like mad. So she did one which is a ham in a Coca-Cola, a Christmas ham in Coca-Cola. And so now Coke have obviously, taken all the sugar out of all of their drinks, basically. Yeah. I now get Pepsi. And so I use Pepsi. So I put 2 liters of Pepsi in the pot with the ham, and an onion just chopped in half with all the skin on and stuff, some carrots, and then some cloves in it as well. And I let that boil away for 2-3 hours, get it out, and I do a honey and mustard glaze, and I just chuck it in the oven to seal it in. And then, it was beautiful. And I made I did ham, egg, and chips, which some of you that follow me would know. I made my own chips, just literally cut up the potatoes, and I put loads of salt and pepper and olive oil and grated garlic in a bowl, mixed it all up, then poured that over the bowl of chips and juiced all those up, chucked them in the oven on a hot tray. And, the day was beautiful with really nice eggs. It was really runny yolk. Yeah, it was that was one of those comfort food things, but just gorgeous. And I think I've done some other bits. I did a curry. My auntie got us some of these curry pot sauce mix things. Yeah. And it was gorgeous. It was a jalapeno.
Organic ones,
Yeah, it's like really like it's. I think they're expensive pots, but
Yeah.
so I had leftover lamb from Sunday, Easter Sunday, leftover lamb that I chopped up, and then I added like spinach and chickpeas and spinach, chickpeas, lamb. I think, to be fair, I think that was basically it with the jalfrezi sauce, and then I think I think that was it. Just that and rice, and it was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was so tasty. Just again, one of those things you just comfort food, and then obviously barbecues. I think it was a Saturday before Easter Sunday. Beautiful weather, and so banged out all of the what did we have? I did some steak on the barbecue. I had it out, so it got to room temperature nicely. I had it in salt and pepper and stuff. But I also did, I think, garlic and rosemary. I really chopped it up really fine.
That's it.
And it was just sitting there. It was sitting there for a while. Let's call it marinade. Oh my god! Afterwards, and once I grilled it on the barbecue and then put it out, we let it rest for a decent amount of time. And you were almost pulling it apart with like spoons. It was gorgeous. And then I did some chicken wings. This is like a food podcast now. So I did some chicken wings. And Fran and Kathy had in the cupboard some like smoky Tabasco. And so I did Tabasco chicken wings with like honey and other bits and bobs, which was gorgeous. And then I also had, what was that chicken? Oh, and then the other side, because basically we got big chicken wings, and then I bought again from Aldi, brilliant, £1.75. You get a pack of 4 chicken legs, and it's actually the leg and the thigh as well.
Yeah.
So you bang those in half. You have 8 bits of chicken for like £1.75. So did those, and I basically just did that with like sort of garlic and lemon and oregano. Really simple.
Nice.
And then I did sweet potato with that as well, and we did some corn on the cobs, and we did salad, and barbecue time.
Just a lot, mate. To be fair, Aden, if you want a good food blogger who posts pictures of their food all the fucking time, Aden is the person to follow on Instagram. And what's your handle on Instagram?
Aden DITD.
Right, so hit him up on that. And I see some of the shit he posts. Not that I'm much of a social media user, but fucking hell, it is so nice. It looks so delicious, and it will make you jealous of your shit. That it makes you level up your cooking game. So make sure you check him out. Get him on Instagram. Follow that shit, man. It is good food that he cooks up on there. But right, so I want to change up the tone a bit. Still going on what you're doing to keep yourself busy. So I don't know if many people know. Me and Aden spend a lot of time creating our own content. We do a lot of content for the band. We really try our hardest to bring as much as possible to you guys, whether it be videos, audio, this podcast. And me and Aden do a lot of the editing stuff. And man, I don't know how to put it. If you do it, you know. If you don't, watch some YouTubers do it, man. Like it's a hard process. Now, I've been particularly finding it difficult not being able to have Aden on hand necessarily face to face and all these different things. So for me, it's been a bit of a struggle because I'm not filming, I'm not doing the blog, I'm not creating stuff, I'm not editing like every other day, and I'm finding it hard. How are you? Like your end, like your to-do lists, Aden's to-do list is fucking mega.
It is, and there's so much. I still need to do. There's still stuff I need to do on the website. I think the website, and it's the case. For any website, it's constantly evolving. It should constantly evolve. But there's stuff that I desperately need to do there. And then, other content-wise, again, as you say, because we haven't been able to get together and do the vlog, there's a really decent chunk of your time editing all that content from each Thursday together. And then obviously I only get the end of that to then do the teaser and post it on socials. This has been, even though what we're on now, this is number 3, it's like welcome. Do you know what I mean? It's something I feel busy, In actual fact, I'm so busy thinking of today and thinking of doing the podcast today. We have another live video that needs to go out. That should have gone out today, but that will go out tomorrow.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't even, oh, you know what? Same here. Kudos. I forgot about it as well because I was focusing on the podcast today and getting everything up and running.
So sneak preview for all of you guys. Already we posted up Brexit. That's live on YouTube from our set in February. We've also done what was the next one that I did? Was it Hopeless that I posted up last? I think it was. Hopeless is up on YouTube from a live set that we last did at Dawn. And the next one will be Burning Hair. And so that's an exclusive for everyone watching this stream. That'll be going out tomorrow. And that I need to do now or tonight after this. Maybe. Yeah, no, I need to get it done. So
yeah.
But yeah, just this has been nice. Having that to do in the schedule has been nice. It kind of gives you something to aim for, have a goal.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, being locked in. And some people, quite a lot of people have said that they're really bored. Having goals or small goals. And I do agree, there's actually something that's been said that you kind of understand both sides, which is, with this time being locked in, especially if you're furloughed or unfortunately you can't work. Some people say, with all this spare time, you need to be like having to go out learning a new skill, and there's something great in that. But at the same time, if you're not feeling it, as we know, mentally, you're like, I just need to chill. I don't want to put that pressure on myself to learn something new, then don't. So, but in this case, having that to do has been nice. New things to a goal, as what I was saying. Sorry, having that goal every week that we need to get a live video out. We need to make sure this is edited and up ready on YouTube, and up on Anchor to go out, where everyone gets their normal podcast from, like Apple and Spotify, which you can listen to at any time. And so that's been helpful. Obviously, it's working at home has been difficult because, as I said to you guys, because I found that especially near the beginning, I was doing way more hours than I would have done normally during the day. And so I wanted to switch off. I didn't want to do anything. And obviously, sitting at the computer doing editing and stuff still feels like my normal day job.
Yeah, of course.
So that was difficult. But now things have kind of eased off a bit and it's becoming more normal. I now have that capacity mentally to switch focus and do normal other stuff. And so, it's now now it's coming into it and now I'm getting used to it. Then, I think the content stuff, it's going to be okay. It'll be okay. We'll get there. We've got this. We'll keep things coming out frequently, which is the main thing. Anyone that does have a band or any kind of project, they'll all know that, the key is being consistent, and not being able to meet up and practice and create that content together is tricky. But that's why, we're doing things like this. We're trying to find other means and ways that, create content that looks good from the outside, involves people and everything else. And so, you just got to be, I guess, think out of the box, really.
Yeah, big time. It's about trying to be active within inactive society. Like, it's really tough. I mean, especially in the sense of like bringing stuff, like you said, consistency is really important. Consistency is massively important. Something that we've struggled to keep up with, but I feel like we've got a good formula now. And like just counting on the podcast and the podcast we've got lined up for the next few weeks, and also the live videos. I think we've got like 9 weeks worth of content, hopefully ready to kind of push out. I mean, but it's really, really tough when your resources are so limited to make sure that you're pushing out a quality and a standard like of content, and it's hard. And I think for me, it's about, I struggle because I'm like, no compromise. I don't want our audience to have to deal with compromise. I don't want our audience to be like, you know what, they're not really pushing out any much, or they're not really doing as much. It's really tough because the video stuff is exciting. It's fun. I find it exciting. I find it fun.
I love the video stuff.
Right. And it's just cool to shoot and shit. Like, it's really cool to shoot and to do all of ourselves and really be DIY in the essence of a DIY band. Like, we really fucking do it all, man. On our own. It's really fun. And sitting there editing, throwing in funny bits, throwing in like cool chops and whatever. And then I was like, so for like creating content on my side of things, I was like, how do I keep that engagement up? How do I keep things funny? How do I keep things relaxed? How do I keep things informal? And really the DITD way. Do you know what I mean? How do I make it diamond in the dirt, aesthetic, sound, the lot? And I think maybe or not, a podcast obviously come to inspiration. And I thought if we can extend it out, it doesn't just have to be about us. It doesn't have to be about the band.
Exactly.
Obviously, the first 2 episodes are with the band because I thought it would be understandable to do that and make sure that we're comfortable with going through all the teething issues, and then to invite other guests on, which we have, and hopefully will join, and it will be a fucking sick experience.
Oh yeah, it'd be incredible.
But it's kind of inspired me in a band sense to really stretch out and be like, the content we're creating maybe not should only be for us, but also as a community. How do we draw in the band community, that the circuit that we're in, the very, very small circuit that we're in? Mm-hmm. How do we extend and bring out, and hopefully like this combined with other things that we can do in the future can really extend that musical family out and bring it in, and just share and network and show everyone like this is love, this is care.
I think also another dynamic that I don't necessarily know myself, I might be wrong.
Mm-hmm,
anyone can correct me, but we're a band doing it. Generally speaking, you might have one person that's passionate about music that will try and bring bands in, a promoter that might do it, but I don't know of many bands that do it themselves, trying to contact and bring people in. I haven't seen it. I haven't been exposed to it.
Well, stay tuned for a few more episodes, because we do have someone who is in a band who is doing it, and you don't know about this. You don't even know. But
okay, I'm excited.
But you're right. No, but you're right, and I don't know, apart from the one person that's going to hopefully be joining the show soon. That is doing it. But go on, carry on. Say your point. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but it's again a dynamic, because people are used to, a presenter, someone who is interested in music, talking to all their favorite bands that they want to invite on. But now you are a band that are involved in it heavily, that are talking about it to other bands also, and so you get just a different dynamic and a different perspective on things. Mm-hmm. And it's not just like rehearsed questions with a presenter and a band. These are bands chatting, and could potentially this can grow to being bands talking about band stuff that you wouldn't normally.
No, and that's the thing. Like, I want I really, really want appreciation to be taken from this. Do you know? Like, I want to be able to get, again, I don't want to spoil who's in on the show.
Yeah, no, don't.
Who we got coming in, but I want to be able to bring other people in and be like, here's their perspective on how the fuck they do shit, right?
Yeah.
And for other people to be like, you know what, shit, even though you're a small band, even though you're a little band, even though whatever the fuck it may be,
you've only got 400 likes or whatever on Facebook,
whatever it is, like the amount of effort these people go through. And there are people that we have, like that go through so much effort to be in little bands, to provide people shows. Like, even though like you might go to your friends and your friend show and see them performing, you're like, well done. Like, the amount of effort that person's going through to provide a show. And I really hope that this podcast can show that. I really hope this podcast will, with the audiences that the guests that we're getting in, I really hope they can express themselves freely, obviously openly and empowered, but at the same time, like, to show like, look, this is how hard it fucking is. Listen, especially how the grassroots venues are getting knocked back so much as well.
It's crazy, really. Yeah.
And then this on top of it, the fucking pandemic on top of it. There's so many bands that we follow on the band page that I see their content and how much they're putting out, and they're really fucking trying. And this is really put them back. It's put us, like, I didn't think this would put us back, because again, I had that same perspective of, we're a little band, we're small, really. But man, like I was saying to Billy, like, we had an EP that's meant to be fucking coming out.
Yeah, no, exactly. God,
we had fucking music videos in the pipeline ready to shoot.
Yeah.
We had fucking, again, like, merch that needed to get designed and ready. We had fucking artwork that needed to get fun, like, and all of this stuff really does fucking take a hit, and again, I know that's not just the case for us, and that's the case throughout. So hopefully, again, the guests that are coming on, they can really shed light on that and give that perspective to the audience and to everyone who is listening, live or on demand, catch up. But yeah, man. So that is that side of content creating that I think is interesting. It's fucking cool.
Yeah, big time.
I hope it sheds some light to other people that that either consume the content or are new to coming into creating that. But yeah, listen, I'm wanting to ask you. It's there's two reasons why I asked this question, and one is because I want people to understand the realness of the situation and the pandemic and how it's affecting people. But also this follow-up question, hopefully, is a wholesome question to bring it back up and to make people feel, you know what, actually, there is a bit of like, it's all cool. So the first question is, how have you been dealing with the lockdown? You know, you don't have to go deep. You don't have to give as much as you want, but how have you been dealing with the lockdown? Because I'll be honest with you, me personally, so to open up, it's hard. It's been fucking difficult. It's been really, really fucking difficult, mentally, physically, just trying to keep on top. But how have you been dealing with the lockdown? Pardon me.
Talking to people. Because that's all you can do at the moment. Is just talk. Talking to people, whoever you can, whoever will listen. I'm sure at the moment everyone has somebody on their phone, on their Facebook or somewhere that is going to be open and honest with them, and even just an ear, you know. And I think talking to people, finding someone, you know, there's a few people that I found that I can talk to quite openly that are also dealing with similar things. And yeah, it helps a lot just having, again, because lots of this stuff is through lack of contact, lack of normal contact. Talking to people. I'll actually give a shout out at the moment to Ashton, who put up a status the other day that I did. I really appreciated it going up. You know, she wanted to post something and show that, you know, someone else is feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
And one of the things that she said, which I did discuss with you, I think yesterday, was that you know, life's distractions aren't there anymore, and so you have to deal with the issues that, you know, they've been there, but, you know, you can be distracted quite easily with life, your commute, going to work and everything else. Now all of that's been stripped back, you know. Now you're faced with these things, and that's why people are feeling, you know, down and things, because they're stressed out from not being able to go out and do anything normal. They're stressed out because obviously there's probably family members that are at risk from what's going on too. And then being stuck inside, especially if they're not able to work from home, you know, you then have like too much time to yourself to think about things that, you know, you haven't been happy with. And so, yeah, I just think talking is one of the best things to do. Talking, and I know I touched on it earlier about, you know, doing stuff, learning a new skill, whatever, but be busy where you can. You know, busy where you can, and whether that's, you know, you just want to play Xbox, if that's all you want to do, and that's great, as long as you're busy and you're happy doing it. That's the main thing. You just want to do what's gonna, you know, get you through, and it's not going to be too much longer. Touch wood, everything else. It won't be too much longer. You know, I know it kind of feels like quite a quick 3 weeks and quite a slow 3 weeks so far already. I think, you know, I think for me, actually, I did it a week beforehand anyway, so it's almost been a month for me indoors. But I think, yeah, just do what you can find that makes you happy right now. You don't want to overdo it, of course. You don't want to get bored of it and stuff, so dribs and drabs and everything else. But do what you find makes you happy, and just talk to anyone that you can when you can. You know, I can't do too much talking during the day because I'm working, but you know, when I do have the time, I do make sure that, you know, I respond to people, and because I like I say, like I need the interaction with people. That's what I miss the most. So yeah, talking to people has helped the most. Absolutely.
Yeah, sound advice. Any tips and tricks how to get through the day before we wrap up the podcast?
Small goals throughout the day. Especially one of mine is staying focused, especially on work, because I'm so not dependent, but I'm craving interaction with people. And so inherently I'm going to be using my phone for that interaction. So I'm constantly checking my phone all day just to try and see if there's someone else that I can chat to and get that stimulation from. But I'm trying to make small goals, which is like, don't look at your phone for like half hour. Put it down, leave it, crack on, try and do it for half hour, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually, hopefully, it'll have a positive impact on me.
Yeah.
And it will have a positive impact on my work anyway. But there could be other things, quite a lot of people, I know you and Sam are, is exercise. Do something. I think I'm not a very active person anyway, right? I've always really turned my nose up at doing any kind of exercise. But only when you really can't go out at all do you start to feel quite groggy and so I found, like, luckily again because the dog, ended up going for a walk with the dog, which is great. And then doing a little bit of a workout in the morning and the evening just keeps your heart pumping, and I think it does release, endorphins and all that other kind of stuff. They say, apparently.
It does.
So release those things. So again, at the moment, especially when people are down and everything else, finding those endorphins where you can get it, exercise, chocolate, and maybe some other things too. If you're lucky enough to be able to, then that's what I'd suggest really. Bit of exercise. Make sure you eat well as well. I know it's so easy to eat crap. But try and eat well, because you're being inside, you'll feel claustrophobic anyway, and if you feel groggy inside as well, it's just going to add to that. And so try and keep yourself feeling light, feeling fresh. Bit of exercise to make sure your blood pumping's all right, and then do whatever you find does make you happy. If that's Xbox, if it's cooking, if it's painting, if it's whatever. And that's it really. That would be my tips.
Nice. So you heard it here. Some cardiovascular input, some organic, fresh food if you can, or good food. It doesn't have to be organic, but some nice food to put in your body, make yourself feel good. And then a treat here or there to kind of get you through that day. So that's Aden's tips and tricks to get through the lockdown day by day. And just going to wrap it up here. So thank you everyone who locked in live on Instagram. Thank you everyone who's listened on demand and catch up. And that has been the Lockdown Podcast episode 3 with Aden. Say goodbye, Aden.
See you later, everyone. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.